Lolly's Creamery. What the fluff? All right. It's been a minute, Lollies. You're due for another pack, by the way. The people miss you. It's been a good, like, probably 8-9 months now. Anyway, I was fortunate enough to... So I got some fluff on the lid. Score an extra pint here with my shipment. From way back, I think it was... Might have been January, maybe even fall of last year, 2020. Or March, I can't remember. Nonetheless, fairly old pint. So what the fluff? It is a lightly salted Oreo ice cream with marshmallow fluff, marshmallow swirl, and brownies. Here's your little sneak peek. It's pretty. It's actually my type of flavor. I was very interested in this when I received it and just now scooping. Here's the deal. It's good, but it could be better. Here's why. And it kind of works in a accidental good way, I think. What I'm about to explain, I don't think they were going for it. So, the lightly salted Oreo ice cream is pretty accurate. It is minimally salty. I can go ahead and tell you right now, this is a sweet pint. I'll reiterate this throughout, I'll come back to it, but this could be worlds better with more salt. Bottom line. That's really all you need to know for this review. But I'm going to give you more detail. Where they get away with it is the base is mainly like that. Well, it's still sweet. It's mainly that Oreo wafer cookie type of flavor, the chocolate cookie. That's naturally, I shouldn't say naturally, it's an artificial cookie, whatever. It's more bitter, kind of a, I don't know if I want to call it a darker chocolate. It's just a bitter chocolate. So, basically it's not as sweet as you probably expect, but it's also not that salty. It's just that bitterness is kind of what is bold and it takes over. It doesn't take over the rest of the pint, it's just what stands out. So, that works well compared to the brownie because you all know brownies, right? They're rich, they're fudgy, chocolatey. They're just like your typical brownie that you bake in the oven. Texturally, these are perfect. They're bite size. That's actually 2 right there. There you go. 2 little, they're basically like cubes, squares, rectangles, whatever you call them. Perfectly soft and gooey and chewy, just like melt away in your mouth. It's like eating one fresh out of the oven when it's still warm and gooey. The perfect texture. The brownies are awesome. And I will say, with that richness, fudginess, comes a little bit of salt. I actually think there's more salt, at least noticeable salt, in the brownie than there is in the base. Like I said, it's that bitterness that stands out in the base here. While it's rich and fudgy, there is some salt there, so kudos. And basically where they get away with it not being overly salty base is, you've got those 2 different chocolates. You got like a darker bitter chocolate versus a sweeter, richer, fudgier chocolate. They play really well with each other. That leaves you with the marshmallow swirl, right? And it's gooey. It's kind of, it's light, airy, sticky. What you're seeing, like, actually makes it look better than it is. There's not really like a, like I didn't come across a spot that had like a huge amount of it. It's kind of, it's just kind of thin. It's like scattered about everywhere, kind of thin. There's not like big pools of it. So now with that said, I don't have an issue with it because I still get that change of texture, that gooiness, that stickiness. You don't know what marshmallow fluff is for when you make your fluffernutter sandwiches. It's the same here. Obviously, it is easily the sweetest part of the ice cream. Very, very sweet. And I think like between that and the brownies, and the base still being, you know, sweet enough. It's not overly sweet, the base. There's just a lot going on. It's sweet. Like, I'll be honest. I know I've like kind of shoved a lot in my mouth here, but I'm already kind of over it. I'm not saying it's not good. It's just, it's a lot. It's sweet. It's rich. It's a lot to take in one setting. So, sitting, I don't know what I said, but it's sitting. Anyway, I think it plays well, comes together nicely, maybe in an accidental way with that bitterness standing out more. But ultimately, if there was some like major salt factor going on here, specifically with the base, I would have loved it in the base. It would have been a huge game changer for this pint. Otherwise, it's a pretty sweet scoop. Still good, but it's pretty sweet. What the Fluff from Lolly's gets a 7 out of 10.